St. Louis Cardinals going through the early stages of spring training workouts in Jupiter, Florida. For the first time in a long time, this is a crew that is not going to have Albert Pujols, will not have Yadier Molina, will not have Adam Wainwright. But they do have their manager, Oli Marmol, who is set to begin his third season as skipper for the St. Louis Cardinals, and he joins us now in Tampa. As the manager, Oli, how do you go about laying the groundwork for a successful season in the early stages of spring training? How do you go about setting the tone?
Yeah, you just mentioned a couple names that aren't with us anymore. We've had those guys for a couple decades. So the guys that we brought into this clubhouse are extremely meaningful when you look at the rotation of the Sonny Grays and Gibbies and Lance and some of the bullpen pieces. And you spend a lot of time in the offseason just making sure that individually you have good conversations with them, but you bring them together and start talking about that culture and what the expectations are and what we're setting out to do and how to bring the younger guys alongside with them. And that's something these guys do well. So you start that in the off season. It's been really cool to get them all in person and start talking through that some more and bringing others into that. But it's an important year. Obviously last year didn't go the way we wanted, so the attention to details through the roof, and we got to keep going.
Oli, you bring up some of the young guys in your organization that are going to be in your lineup, that are going to be a part of this team. I think of Nolan Gorman, Lars Nootbaar. They took some steps forward, it seemed like, last year for sure. You've got guys like Jordan Walker, Mason Wynn, Alec Burleson, who have been up but maybe haven't necessarily shown everything that you want to see from them. What do you expect from those guys, and what do you expect from this young core that you're trying to bring up for this organization to help push it forward?
Yeah, these guys have a lot of skill, man. When you talk about Gorman, the season we're expecting from him, the way he's prepared this offseason to just get his body right in order to be in the lineup more often and just stay healthy, he's done some meaningful things to make sure that happens. So we're expecting a big year out of him. This is a power bat that he's scary when he's right. And then you add Nootbaar to that mix, another year of experience underneath his belt could be meaningful as well. And then some of those guys in Jordan Walker, man, this is a guy, you got to remember, he hasn't played outfield for a very long time. He's made that transition. We're asking him to make adjustments at the highest level. And at the end of the day, the more games he gets underneath his belt, the more comfortable and confident he's going to be. Mason Wynn, he's working hard. He's shown what he can do defensively. He's working on that offense, and he's going to be just fine. So we do have a young group that is exciting to go along with the veteran group that we brought in.
Oli, Jake Peavy, I love the veteran group that you brought in. I know what that leadership's going to provide. Lance Lynn coming back to the Cardinal organization, Matty Carpenter. But I want to ask you about the Contreras situation. Obviously, once that got out last year, a little bit messy, but my hat was off the way you guys both handled it personally. And his second half was tremendous and was the player that you guys thought you were getting. What's his role as far as behind the plate and you see here in 24?
Yeah, Pete, I wish I would have handled that better, to be quite honest with you. Just because there's only so much that you can say. But at the end of the day, this is a guy that was, taught a master class on perseverance and just being true to the team. He did a phenomenal job of finishing the second half, and it was impressive. But been able to spend a lot of time with him. Actually flew down to Orlando and had dinner with him during the offseason, and he's going to be our catcher. This is a guy that's worked extremely hard at the catching position. When you look at his framing numbers and what he's looking to do this upcoming year, he's put in a lot of work this offseason. So I think we're going to see a much better version of him. He's working at it, and from a leadership standpoint, you can count on this guy. He cares, and I love having him on this club.
Jake brings up some of your pitching staff, and you guys brought in a lot of veterans to complement, what you guys are looking to do here with regard to that starting rotation. How do you see this, or how do you envision this playing out, both with your starting rotation and then your bullpen, and trying to utilize them to maybe not overwork what is, really probably one of the older pitching staffs in Major League Baseball?
No, and that's a good question. These guys they're workhorses. They're used to taking the ball and going for as long as they possibly can. When you look at our bullpen, we do have the ability to shorten games with Helsley and Romero. We've added Middleton and Andrew Pritchard. You've added some really good arms on the back end that allow you to do that. So when you look at a Lance Lynn and a Sonny and a Gibson and Matz and Michaelis, you still have a rotation. I understand they're older, but these guys are going to be able to give you innings. So I think the combination of those two things we're excited about.
Yeah, I think you should be excited. I want to talk to you a little bit about your coaching staff. Turner Ward, great friend of mine, love Daniel Descalso, Stubby Clapp also on this list. I know that you spent lots of time with those guys. What is your message day one? Spring training, you get your full team there. We got Goldie in a walk year. We've got off a miserable St. Louis team. What are you saying to the boys to regroup, refocus, and what are we looking for in 24?
Yeah. No, I love it. I mean, when it all comes down to it, it's about trust, and that's going to be a big emphasis on what we do moving forward. This year, I mean, we got to be able to trust one another in that clubhouse and play for one another. We all have individual goals, but at the end of the day, we're in here to do one thing, and that's win a championship. And we got the club to do it, man. We got guys. The names that I've mentioned, these guys truly care about being great, but they're passionate about bringing others alongside with them. And when you do that well, you get through that 162 game. You're going to have some lows during that many games, but it's your ability to stay together as a club and see the other side of it. So a big part of this is going to be trust, man, and I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot of buy-in. The conversations that we've had with our main guys has been excellent, so I'm looking forward to what 24 has.
Well, Ollie, we appreciate you joining us. Enjoy spring training, and best of luck to you and the Cardinals in 2024.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
You got it.